Welcome to Subject Soup. Egypt spilled 1 billion tons of water into the Sahara Desert, but what happened next was completely unexpected. Could this be the key to greening the desert, or did it lead to disaster? Let's find out. 1 billion tons of water in the Sahara? Egypt's bold move had unexpected results. Hey there! Have you ever wondered what would happen if you tried to make a desert wet? Well, Egypt's been playing around with just that idea, introducing 1 billion tons of water into the Sahara. It sounds like a plot from a blockbuster movie, but it's real, and it's fascinating. Today, we're going to break down this monumental experiment, why it happened, how it went down, and what the unexpected twists and turns tell us about managing Mother Nature's resources. Egypt's need for water is dire. With a population north of 100 million, rising temperatures, and dropping water levels, it's crunch time. The government needed a solution that wasn't just good, it needed to be groundbreaking. Enter their plan to redirect 1 billion tons of unsalted water right into the heart of the Sahara, aiming to transform the landscape and secure water resources for the future. The rationale behind this massive hydrological gamble ties back to Egypt's geographical and climatic challenges. The country, largely desert, has traditionally relied heavily on the Nile for almost all its water needs. However, with increasing demands from agriculture, industry, and a growing population, this ancient lifeline is under unprecedented stress. This project isn't just about getting water to dry spots. It's about reshaping an ecosystem, introducing new agricultural possibilities, and trying to spark economic and social benefits. Imagine new communities sprouting up in once barren lands, supported by innovative, sustainable practices that could set new standards worldwide. So, as we dive deeper, keep in mind that we're not just talking about transporting water. We're talking about reimagining what a desert can be and testing the limits of human ingenuity and resolve in the face of environmental challenges. Strap in, because this story takes some wild turns. Diving into the why, let's talk big picture. Egypt's water crisis isn't just a statistic, it's a daily reality that affects millions. The government's bold strategy to introduce 1 billion tons of water into the Sahara was born from necessity, spurred by the need to innovate out of a corner. They were looking to break new ground, literally and figuratively, in water resource management. The idea here is pretty straightforward but massively ambitious. By augmenting the Sahara's water table, Egypt hoped to create new arable land, boost agricultural production, and stabilize local climates. This isn't just about survival, it's about thriving, turning what was once unusable into a bastion of growth and sustainability. Now, this isn't their first rodeo. Egypt has a history of undertaking large-scale geoengineering projects, like the Aswan High Dam and Lake Nasser. These past projects have provided valuable lessons in both the power and peril of big moves. They've shown that while you can create new landscapes, you also create new challenges, environmental, social, and political. In tackling the Sahara, the stakes were high. The region could potentially offer vast new areas for development and agriculture, significantly altering the economic landscape. But the environmental stakes were just as significant. Altering a desert ecosystem on such a scale could lead to unforeseen consequences. So, what drove Egypt to take this risk? It's a mix of desperation and vision. The country's leaders see this as a pivotal moment to redefine their environmental legacy and secure a sustainable future, not just for Egypt but as a model for arid regions everywhere. This is about writing a new chapter in how we think about water and land. Let's geek out a bit on the science behind this massive water move. Transferring 1 billion tons of water into a desert isn't as simple as it might sound. It involves a complex understanding of hydrology, geology, and climatology. The goal? To infiltrate the Sahara sand with enough moisture to sustain life and even transform the ecosystem. At the heart of this scientific adventure is the principle of aquifer recharge, a process where water is directed back into groundwater reservoirs to replenish what's been withdrawn. This isn't new, but the scale in this case is unprecedented. Scientists and engineers planned meticulously to ensure the water would not just evaporate or run off, but actually penetrate deep enough to make a difference. This process also involves a lot of cutting-edge technology. Satellite imagery, remote sensing, and ground-penetrating radar were all part of the toolkit, helping to map the desert's subsurface and identify the best infiltration points. This high-tech approach ensured that every drop of water could be accounted for and used efficiently. Of course, messing with nature comes with risks. The introduction of such large volumes of water could disrupt local ecosystems, potentially leading to invasive species, changes in landform, and even microclimate shifts. The scientists involved had to consider not just the immediate effects, but the long-term ecological impacts. Thus, the project serves as a real-world laboratory for studying how water interacts with desert environments. The findings could revolutionize our understanding of desert ecology and hydrology, providing crucial insights for other arid regions grappling with similar issues. It's a bold intersection of theory and application, where each step forward could prompt a leap in our scientific understanding. Imagine a green Sahara. It's a tantalizing vision, but how feasible is it really? The project aimed to do more than just irrigate. It hoped to transform the desert into productive, fertile land. This section delves into the agricultural and ecological potentials of such a transformation and assesses the balance between dream and reality. The concept of greening the desert isn't without precedent. There have been successful projects around the world where targeted reforestation and careful water management have turned barren areas into productive landscapes. The Sahara Project draws on these examples, aiming to combine ancient knowledge with modern technology. The potential benefits are huge. New agricultural land could help feed Egypt's growing population, reduce dependence on food imports, and stabilize food prices. It could also create new jobs and boost local economies, providing a lifeline to communities that currently struggle with harsh living conditions. However, turning desert into farmland isn't just about adding water. It requires soil amendments, sustainable farming practices, and long-term maintenance. The project incorporates these elements, planning for a phased transformation that includes building soil health and introducing appropriate crop varieties. Yet, skeptics abound. Critics argue that the ecological costs could outweigh the benefits, pointing to the risk of salinization, habitat disruption, and water overuse. The challenge for Egypt is to prove that this can be done sustainably, without causing irreparable harm to the desert ecosystem or depleting other water sources. This section of the essay explores both the optimistic scenarios and the cautionary tales, providing a balanced view of what it would really take to turn a part of the Sahara green. It's a narrative of hope mixed with hard-nosed realism, highlighting the complexity of such an ambitious endeavor. As with any major environmental intervention, the project has had its share of surprises, some good, some less so. This section explores the unforeseen consequences of introducing 1 billion tons of water into the Sahara, from ecological shifts to social impacts, and what these mean for the future of the region. One of the immediate effects was the alteration of local wildlife habitats. Some species thrived with the new water sources, while others found their existing habitats disrupted. This has prompted a reevaluation of how such projects can balance human needs with environmental stewardship. Another consequence was the impact on local communities. While some saw new opportunities in the burgeoning green areas, others faced challenges as traditional ways of life were disrupted. The project has had to adapt, incorporating more community engagement and support to mitigate negative impacts. The environmental impact extended to the microclimate. Increased humidity and altered wind patterns have been observed, with implications for local weather and long-term climate patterns. These changes are being closely studied to understand their broader implications. On the positive side, the project has spurred technological and scientific advancements. The necessity to monitor and manage such a large-scale intervention has led to innovations in water management technologies and practices, setting new standards that could benefit other arid regions. However, the most significant unforeseen consequence has been the need for continuous adaptation. What started as a straightforward project has evolved into a complex, dynamic initiative that must constantly respond to new challenges and information. This adaptability is now seen as part of the project's DNA, essential for its long-term success. Egypt's bold initiative to introduce 1 billion tons of water into the Sahara is more than just an engineering feat, it's a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. As we've seen, the project is complex, with a range of outcomes, some expected, some surprising. It serves as a powerful example of the potential and pitfalls of trying to reshape nature on a grand scale. This initiative has implications far beyond Egypt. It offers lessons for the world on managing water resources, adapting to climate change, and balancing human development with environmental preservation. As the project continues, it will undoubtedly provide more insights, serving as a critical case study for similar endeavors worldwide. In wrapping up, this essay has not only explored the technical and ecological aspects of this monumental project, but also touched on the human stories behind it. As we look to the future, Egypt's experiment in the Sahara will likely influence how we think about and interact with our planet's most extreme environments. So, what do you think? Is greening the Sahara a dream worth pursuing? Whatever the answer, Egypt's journey into these uncharted waters will be one to watch, offering both cautionary notes and paths forward in the quest to sustainably manage our planet's precious resources. If you've been enjoying the content and finding it helpful or interesting, I'd love to have you join our community by subscribing to the channel. It's completely free and helps the channel grow so I can keep bringing you even more awesome content. No pressure, but your support means the world to me. Thank you for watching, I appreciate you.